smashing it out now. So that's all that separated, battened, so we can get all the insulation up there. I'm just about to give it a lick of paint. But yeah, pretty pleased, went up fairly easily. The only issue I've got is obviously the sheets are only 1250. So I've got that gap above there, which I need to sort out to fill. It's coming together so quickly when this sort of stuff happens. I appreciate it's still going to be ages away, but it just, you know, you get it painted and then these blocks go in so quickly. Just did a video clip of clapping in here, which is still like this, versus clapping in the actual shop. And that's the results. That's not bad. There's a difference, and that's just a cheap memo app. Do you know what I mean? Just listening to the sound wave. So I reckon with this wall done, ceiling done, might be on to a winner. Well, that's a lot of pallets, and it's not quite high enough. One more pallet should see me above the roof line, no problem at all. A little bit sketchy as always, but basically that is going to go on top of there. I should be able to twist it into place. All right, here we are. Got it sitting on all the pallets. Put a towel on there because when I flick it over, it's going to be sitting on the perforated steel. I don't know, it looks sketchy to me. Well, that was a pretty crap view for you, but it's pretty good, man. We worked that out all right. It's just a case of is it going to sag? Because if it sags, I'm going to have to put straps that go up and down, and then the sheet of plastic that goes straight over the top of this will have to have holes in it, which will be annoying. Pretty happy with that. You can see the fibres coming through, but that's not gonna upset me too much. I'm gonna get a tape measure and measure the center point of the roof panel to the floor. And I'm just gonna monitor it over the next few days, I think. This won't be actually going there. This one will be obviously the very end, and we'll shibby it down. You can definitely see the fibre up there. That's what making it that colour, and there's something sat there. Oh, that's annoying. I just can't leave that in there. I've made myself a little tool. I'm going to stick it in the side and try and sneak it out. It's a bit of plastic from the what bags up the insulation. All right, so 2 weeks on, I've not made a lot of progress. I've managed to get these panels put in, and that is it. I've not yet moved the ceiling panel. I've had to run some filler across any of the joints in the brickwork where the mortar line is. I was planning on using acoustic sealant of some kind, and then basically running a bead across the top of the wall and then placing the roof panel down on top of it, and obviously both sides. But I'm going to try and now use this stuff here because it allows me to move the panel if I ever need to. And this is just a draft excluder, but it's an acoustic draft excluder or acoustic excluder of some kind. It's about 6-7 mil thick, probably about 6 mil, maybe 5-6 mil. Yeah, 6 mil. Small ribs in it, and hopefully I'll be able to run these in pairs down each side, basically like that. And then the roof panels will sit on top, maybe about 50 mil apart. I think that's going to be the best option, and I even could potentially run this across the top, just like that, along the edges, and then you can push each roof panel up to the next one. Hopefully that's got enough give in it, like I say, it's about 6 mil thick, to seal a line. The roof panel hasn't dropped anymore. It's still 54 mil from the roof line, so started off at 45, as you can see my markings just there. Started at 45, and then a week later it was 54. I don't know how long that is now, but I've now written the date because I didn't write a date before. And now it's still 54, so I'm assuming it's not going to move too much from this point onwards. I'm hoping. I'm going to leave it probably another week. So I'm still going to continue the workshop. I'll just move this unit down to the end, remeasure the distance between the joists, and then I'll just start noting it again, make sure, see how much drop there is. They may need a little support between the top and bottom, but I'm trying not to do that because I want to run a plastic sheet across the entire lot because the roof does drip in a few places. I have filled the back edge of that with expanding foam just to stop any noise, so the noise gets trapped inside that area, and hopefully can then reverberate around till it's actually dissipated. So instead of there was a gap along the back, so it could come up and round. So hopefully that'll help. Maybe it'll make it worse. Who knows? All right. So this is the idea. 2 lines with a separation point running all the way along the top of the walls on both sides. Obviously this is the roof panel, so I'm going to lift this up and hopefully get it all the way across. It's pretty tight, so it could be a bitch. Maybe I should have left this off and then done it afterwards. Who knows? We'll find out. But that's it. I think, you know, it's going to sit on there. It's quite high. Should sit on there quite nicely, and hopefully that will stop the noise and any reverberation on the roof panels. Yeah, we're still just hoping. So I pushed it down the end now. So this will be its final position pretty much, give or take. And we've got that sort of gap across the top. Obviously the roller shutter's got to go in there. But the way obviously I'm thinking of doing it now, which is to have a large panel that comes round, sits on some wood that runs up and down. That panel will seal against it, and I'll just move that in and out basically. So there'll be a large soundproof panel on wheels that basically goes across the whole thing, and then I'll have bits of wood that run around that the panel will seal up against, and that should keep a lot of the noise in. And then obviously the roller shutter and what have you on the outside once I create the hole. So there's the 2 lines of insulation. Potentially this can go that way slightly, but I'm not going to worry too much yet. But it's sitting on both of them, no problem at all. Seems to crush them down quite well. Oh, this is why I do not like wood. There is a twist in it that won't currently untwist, even though obviously you saw that I put these in a proper almost jig when I made them up. Doesn't matter, as it's dried out and things like that, it's put a nice little twist in it. So now I can't, I mean, as you can see, I've tried to put counter the twist on the brace here to obviously lift it up and shift it down, but it currently will not move. So I'm going to have to leave it like this for a few days, I think, maybe a week, and hopefully that twist will drop out. So I've just received another 2 types of draft excluder, aka acoustic excluder. We've got the dual D style, which you can just sort of see there, and then this thick foam, and this is basically going to run along the entire edge up there. So when you butt the next panel on, this stuff is going to take up the gap, and I think I'm going to go with this. This is really quite a nice, I don't know, it's like a rubberized foam. Got plenty of scope on it, so this will be the stuff that we go for. This is only 3 meters in length, but it was just a sample sort of thing. I think it comes in 6 meter rolls normally. So yeah, we're going to run them up. That'll run all the way across. Then we'll have the other type of draft excluder in pairs running down each side. Hopefully that'll do the job. I'm a bit worried about the gap and the droop at the minute. So as this one bows slightly, and then this one obviously has the twist in it, which is horrendous, which I've actually I'm trying to clamp it out. I'm sure it'd sink eventually anyway, but I've basically put a clamp that side, and I've got a couple of spacers. I don't know, you'll be able to see them. Yeah, just about. A couple of spacers up there to try and twist it back the other way, which is really quite annoying. Alright, so I've shibbied this down now. There is still a twist in it. I've got a couple of bits of wood up there and try and twist it the other way. This is another one that's also twisted, but I'm trying to counter twist it before I put the sheeting on, and hopefully the sheeting will square it up. So I should imagine that's struggling to twist back the other way, because obviously I put all the sheets on with a twist in it, and of course that's stabilising it all, as you can see. Possibly there's a slight angle in there, but it will come down. It's just going to take some time, I think. Small issue. Oh yeah, there's a gap. Gonna have to run this stuff on the inside between the two. So between those two lines, I'm gonna have to run this stuff as well. It's not a problem, but obviously where the bricks aren't 100%. There we go. You just see the light bouncing through from the other side. But you can see this brick block is slightly lower than that block. So it definitely needs something slightly spongier to take up any gap in between. But it's still nice that it sits on there, you know, keep a bit of vibration out. And this won't really do that. It's too foamy. Should be enough to get me started. 3 meters on each reel, unfortunately. Instead of a 6 meter length, they give you 2-3 meter lengths. But these panels are just under 3.8 meters, I think, just under 4 meters. So joining them across the centers and then all the way down this edge as well. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, subscribe, hit that bell and get the notifications. You can also check us out on Facebook. The link's going to be in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.